How to find good stocks to buy. That's what I want to talk about in this video and share with you and give you a quick trick that you can use that will save you a whole lot of time and make your life much less painful in regards to not having to, dig through piles of paperwork or anything like that. But before I can get to this quick little trick here, we want to first make sure that we can agree with the logic behind the trick, because if you don't agree, then obviously you're not going to want to use the trick, and then I don't want to take that much of your time. But the logic is simple. I believe that people that work within a company, and in particular higher up in that company, are going to have a good idea of what's actually going on. Are things going great? Are things going bad? Maybe they're about to go bad. Maybe they're about to go even better, or about to just turn from bad to good. But people, like I said, in the higher management structure, so upper management, whatever you want to call them, have a good idea of what's actually going on, or it's at least reasonable to assume that they have a good idea of what's actually going on. So if you can agree with that logic, then this will be a good trick to get you started in your research for finding a good stock to buy for an investment. And in order to find this, it's very simple. It's actually kind of anticlimactic with the tools that are available out there. So I want to walk you through this tool, how to use it, and then what sort of things you should be looking for. Now, the broker we are using, the platform, the app, whatever terminology you want to use, is Webull. I'll put a link down below. So if you like what you're seeing here and you want to use it yourself, then I'll, like I said, put the link below and you can use it to sign up. Full disclosure, that is an affiliate link. So if you do click on that link, you're going to get free stock or money or whatever their current promotion is. But I'll also get something. So just keep that in mind. But like I said, I'll put that link down below. And what we want to do once you get to Webull is nothing fancy. You're just going to go to their layout, and you can customize your layout however you see fit. But a great tool, and you're going to come over here to what's called Add Widgets. You're going to click on that. And what we want to do is go over here to Stocks. So you click on Stocks, and then come down here to Corporate Actions. And for this, let's just make it a little bit bigger to make it easier to see. And let's just go over and let's take a look at what's been going on in the world of Apple. So you're going to click on Apple, and then you have some choices up here. You're going to have dividends, you're going to have splits, and you're going to have the golden goose right here, insider activity. What is insider activity? Well, exactly what it sounds like. People that are inside the company. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, higher up. So people in that upper management positions, those people, that is who insiders is referring to. What about activity? Well, what are they actually doing? Doing in regards to what? Doing in regards to stock purchases of that particular company. Because yes, if you work in higher up sections of the company, then you need to publicly disclose what you're doing. Are you buying stock? Are you selling stock in the company you're working for? Because you do in many ways have quote unquote inside information because you are an insider. So because of that, it's not a rule of no, you can't buy, you can't sell, you're not allowed. It's just you may do that, but you have to tell everybody else what you're doing because technically speaking, you do have a certain amount of insider activity or insider information. So you're going to click on insider activity, and then let's also do this. I think it's always beneficial. Let's also pull up a chart. So right there, you just go over there and we'll pull up a chart right here. Make sure it's still on the screen. In fact, let's just do this real quick because I don't think we need that to take up so much room. And we can make our chart a tad bit bigger. And let's make that. And the chart thing is just completely optional, but maybe it makes things a little bit more visual for yourself. But all you do and all you need to do is pay attention to a couple columns. So right here, it's probably hard to see here on the video, but there's a negative sign right there, which means stock is being sold. And then over here, you have the date that the event is occurring. And then over here, you have the person. And what I like is not necessarily the person, but what is your role in the company? And you can see right here, director. And then I noted this Adams. I don't know. It looks like that's the last name. So Catherine. Has been doing, and just kind of look at this, and first off, notice Catherine. All right, so Catherine, who is an officer at Apple, she's been there's been quite a bit of activity going on, but what has this activity been? Well, we'll hop over here, and you see all these negative signs. So she sold 9,000 shares, sold 5,000, sold 4,000, sold 900, sold 1,500. She sold 1,800. She sold 2,200. So she has been selling a whole lot. And these all occurred on the same day, which was May 4th. So the idea here is this. And this is where, nothing's, there is no golden goose, right? There is no holy grail. So I'm not suggesting that, this is going to, turn you into a billionaire overnight. Because in all actuality, why is Catherine selling? Is it valid to think that Catherine's selling because she knows something that makes it a little bit, I think on it? Yeah, maybe, I don't know, is Apple about to, are things going rough? Are things going to get rougher? Does she know something? But to be fair to Catherine, I don't know, maybe she just has some sort of other thing in her personal life that she needs to raise some funds for, and it has nothing to do, maybe this is painful for her. Maybe she does not want to sell those, but you know what? I got to pay for this other stuff. That's also a fact. But the point is, as a whole, if you're to pull up a company and you're seeing a bunch of people with these negatives showing selling, that's kind of sketchy. That kind of, again, it's not a guarantee of anything, but it certainly would not make you crazy to think, is something wrong? Why are all these people selling? And of course, the reverse is true. If you see a bunch of plus signs where people are buying, okay, while that doesn't guarantee that the stock is going to go up, does it make you some sort of crazy person without any sort of rationale behind your? No, absolutely not. It makes you very rational in your thought process of, okay, maybe things are going to go higher. Now, the other thing you can look for, and just, so 5.4, you can see that sold 5,200 at 160, and you can see 5.4 was on, let's make this a bit bigger. Let's see, one was 5.4, right about there. So that day right there is where Catherine, nice selling on that big green candle right there before the plummet down. So Catherine, I'll give you some credit. You were doing some sells very nicely before this thing plummeted down into the 140s. And that's where, do you actually need to know where people are selling? I don't know, maybe you could make an argument that really helps out. But for me, it just helps to make it a little bit more visual. So you can see that Catherine, she actually was getting out in a good spot. So, I mean, I don't know. Did she know something? Did she know something that was going to, happen with all that? Full speculation on my part. I don't know. I'm not accusing Catherine of knowing anything. But even if she did know something, she disclosed it right publicly. And that's the whole power. Which brings me back to the other point of, the really good data points are, when you see CEOs, CFOs, people that are at essentially the top of the food chain within that company. If they're having big insider activity, whether that's selling a lot of shares, buying a lot of shares, then once more, not a guarantee of anything, but is it rational? Is it a good spot to start your research in terms of, hey, is this a good stock to buy for investment? In my mind, yes, that makes a whole lot of sense when you can find, like I said, people that are really, really high up in the company. But all these people are going to be high up in the company. I mean, think about all these shares that were being sold. That is a lot of, can you imagine owning 5,000 shares of Apple? And that was one. How about 9,000 shares of Apple? So, you got to think about that, and you can just scroll down and, I like to just look for comments. So who's this O'Brien? O'Brien, you can see they were selling a bunch of shares back on, March 18th. And now, if Cook, right, their CEO, if he was in here somewhere and there was a massive buy or a massive sell, that's very, very interesting. But it's really as simple as that. Pull up the, on here, the widget for corporate actions, and then you want to pay attention to insider activity. And like I said, so easy compared to having to dig through a bunch of SEC filings and paperwork. Talk about just a waste of time when you have these sorts of tools available to you. So like I said, this is a great way to find good stocks to buy, to invest, because, like I said, no guarantees. And I realize I keep repeating that, but I want to really reiterate that there is no such thing as a guarantee in the market. Our job as traders and investors is to try to align as many probabilities in our favor as possible. And a probability in my mind that makes a lot of sense is if you find a company and you can see that the insiders are buying. Well, you know what? Maybe they know something, and maybe it would be a good decision for me to also join them in buying. So like I said, that's my rationale behind it. And do you just buy because a bunch of others are buying? No, that's why I keep emphasizing a good place to start your research. So do more research. But like I said, you don't want to waste your time doing a bunch of research and then come to find out that, wow, geez, everything I read sounded so good, but why are all these insiders selling and selling and selling? Maybe things aren't as good as what all my other research is trying to make it sound like it's good. And that's why I think that just flat out starting behind the scenes is a logical start to start in your research, I guess is what I'm trying to say there. So that's all I have. Like I said, if you want to use this broker, I'll put the link down below. Click on that, get some free stocks, get some free money. And it's really as easy as that. So thank you for hanging out. If you have any other suggestions or questions or video ideas for ones like this, please let me know down in the comment section. I'm always reading and replying to comments. And many of these videos come because you as viewers give the idea or ask a question, and it prompts an idea in my mind. So I always look forward to reading any of your comments down below. Or if you just enjoyed this in general, hit that like button. And, little things like that go a long way in communicating that you enjoy these. And as long as I know people are enjoying, I will continue to make them. So yeah, get out there and start seeking out some insider activity. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.